So you were quite a successful businessman.
Sure. Yeah.
That's fair to say, though, right?
Yeah. Pretty well.
Where did that come from? Like, where did that drive? Like, obviously, entrepreneur. Were your parents entrepreneurs? What made you go that path?
Yeah, my dad owned his a construction company, and that's
Did he?
Yeah, that's what got me started in construction in the beginning, and I think it's kind of in our blood. My brother's a business owner, my cousins are business owners.
Is this something we just talked about at the dinner table, and it was like a regular day-to-day thing?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think being an entrepreneur is kind of in your DNA. It kind of paves the way, like, it can be done. It can be done,
right? Yeah.
But I don't really think that was the determining factor. That wasn't the thing that made me go, okay, I'm going to work for myself. Actually, the economy kind of pushed me into that direction, because I ran big construction companies up until I was about 30 or just before 30.
Other people's companies?
Yeah, other people's companies. And the economy tanked in 2008 or 2009. And that kind of pushed me into, because there was no construction work in Vegas. Like, I couldn't get a job anywhere.
That was huge at that point, wasn't it?
Yeah. So basically I was like, well, I got to figure something out.
Okay.
And I was making, really good money in construction. So even trying to go get a job at like Home Depot or Walmart or whatever, giving my resume of operations manager of a multi-million-dollar company making X amount of dollars, they were like, you're overqualified. Yeah, so I've done a lot of things where people are like, it's really hard to do, and it's like, it's not hard. It's really, nothing is really hard. It depends on how much you want it.
Yeah, how long you're going to persist, and anything worthwhile doesn't happen overnight either, right?
No.
And you'll figure that out a long time ago.
Right. And part of the fun is, getting there, accomplishing it, doing the thing you can't do. And then even, I hate to say it, but sometimes the crash, and then going, man, how am I going to get out of this? Like, hiring bad employees that put me in a huge hole where I'm like, how am I going to get out of this? Once I got out of it, it wasn't real fun in it, but once I got out of it, I think, man, I'm pretty unstoppable.
Gives you a thick skin and the ability. And you like the lessons make you stronger. Like right now, one of our businesses is going through like crazy amount of stuff, but it's weird because I'm not emotionally attached, and it's weird because from experience and going through this stuff, I'm okay with it. And this is probably the worst thing we've ever experienced with business, but I'm okay with it. It's really weird because I know it's going to work out. Talk to me about stepping back, delegating, outsourcing. What's the pros and cons of that? How's some of the mistakes you made by that? Things you do differently now? Do you fire people quicker? Like,
I give a lot of chances to people, and I probably would have trusted my intuition a little bit more.
Intuition being a good word, right?
Yeah. And I have a big heart, so it's like my intuition would be like, and then I'm like, well, you got to give everybody a chance, or give them a second chance.
Yeah.
So going forward in life and business, I would not, I would listen to my intuition a little bit better, not be so, I'd be a little more choosy with certain things I handed off to people, or people that I brought on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How do you start to step back and delegate? Do you build systems so it's done in the way that you would do it? Like,
yeah, try.
Yeah, that's how do you replace yourself? Because you're talking about some pretty big jobs and a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, and even for other companies, I used to create like an employee handbook for the position. Okay. So I tried doing that, like do a step-by-step, if it's computer stuff, I'll have,
like a
bullet points with screenshots and all kinds of stuff, and be like, here's your job.
But that's
do it
right?
Exactly the way, but it never happens. I mean, it hasn't ever happened for me where they're going to do it exactly the same way. Okay. So you still need, you can't just walk away from it. And I used to think like, oh, here, did it perfect for you. All you have to do is follow, 1, 2, 3, 4 through 10.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, and not really look over their shoulders still. And you still have to.
Yeah.
You still have to be responsible And unless I could clone myself, then
I always say that, right? If you could replicate yourself 10 times, you'd be unstoppable.
Oh, but then we'd fight with each other, probably.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And with that too, you're working so much, you're not getting time to enjoy the money. You got no freedom. You got the money, but you got no. How can you possibly enjoy that? If you do get a day off,
I hadn't taken a vacation in 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, if you do get a day off, you're probably going to sleep the whole day or something anyway, right?
Yeah, sometimes I would take off in the middle of the day and just go to California, sit on the beach, and be like, I just got to unplug.
Oh, really? Okay.
I got to unplug.
But I mean, you're probably stressing doing that too.
I mean, you come back and it's more stressful because then it's like, okay, there's 45 voice messages, 100 text messages, and it was just like at that point, I was like, why am I doing this? I was making plenty of money. And it was just like, why am I doing this?
But everyone's out there chasing that right now. That's the crazy thing.
I mean, for me, that's life.
I feel like that's what the expectation is. Like, you got to chase that American dream. You got to chase as much money as possible. When I'm a millionaire, I'm going to be happy. And then you realize that, hey, now I need to make 2 million. And then it never stops, right?
For sure.
And you're literally doing that, living that, realizing that it's BS.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that having those things or having business success is BS. It's if that is what you're trying to fulfill your life's purpose or your soul's purpose or whatever resonates with you. Yeah. For me, it's my soul's purpose. If I'm trying to do that to make that part of me full or happy, it's not going to work.